Hey gardeners, thank you for joining with me here today for another of our garden journals. We've got lots and lots growing on here this time of year. Last frost date has hit. It's planting, direct sowing. We got seedlings. We're hardening off peppers. I've got tomatoes. That's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to be honest with you guys today. I've got an issue that happened with my tomatoes, and I'm going to talk about how community kind of helps save the day. Plus, I've got this project that I need to get done. I've been planning since last year because my peppers are ready to get planted, and this project is something that I need to have done before they go in to their containers. So we'll talk about all of that. Let's get growing. So as we mentioned in our previous garden journal, back here in the back of our carport, we've got this big wood box that holds all of our 5-gallon water wicking buckets. And I really love this thing. This is really great. And like I mentioned before, we've got the problem because it's shading out all of our plants here on the inside row, and you can really see it here too. This is a great example of what I was talking about. You see how it's shading out right there, and the sun is only coming up as well too, just a bit more as we're getting closer to summertime. So it's really gonna shade out. It gets right up there. I mean, all of these plants in the front row, they usually get really good sunlight the whole time, and they grow really well. And then they also shade out the back row too. So they're getting hit double time with the lack of light here in the back row of this setup. So what we're going to do is, as I mentioned before in that previous video, we're going to take some 2x4s, create some new legs, and just so happened was designed just right to where I can cut that right in half, and we can pull this one off. But I'm going to have to actually remove all the buckets. We got to separate it from this, what's really, again, too, one of the great parts of this is being a fence, basically, for the neighbors' dogs and everything too there too. So I've got to take that up off of that as well too, so that we can cut those in half, put that back in there, and then that ought to work out just really well. Keep that fence line in there, and also grow all those great peppers that are hardening off right now and ready to get planted. We also got our tomatoes I'm going to talk about too that I mentioned. I messed up. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but I still got some good starts. We've got some friends that came into the rescue as well too to help out. We're going to get some tomatoes planted out here today, but I've also got, I mentioned before, this new variety of micro dwarf, and it's called Red Robin, I believe. We were growing the orange hat variety, and they would go in these little about 2-gallon containers here, and hang in these hanging baskets, and they grow really well up there. At least those orange hats did really well. We'll see how well these red robins do. So we'll get all of those planted out. We'll get our tomatoes as well too, like I was talking about. Also I've been working on soil. The last video when I was talking to you, we were mentioning getting a bunch of soil at a bunch of lawn scraps that we went and got rid of. We went and picked up some compost. So this is actually a big, huge, about 1.5 yards of compost we got. We're taking a bunch of that, spreading it out throughout our in-ground garden spaces, throughout the different garden spaces in the alleyways, along the back row here where we're going to plant out some of our tomatoes today. I've also got and been mixing up a container mix as well too, and I just wanted to mention the container mix, just really simple here. We're using the compost. I've also got a bunch of perlite. We got a big old bag of perlite, and we're mixing the compost with the perlite. I've also got, and I found a really great source I've mentioned in previous videos as well too, for coco coir. So I'm getting these big, huge double brick size coco coir bricks. So I've got a bunch of that as well too that we're throwing in there and mixing. And again, talking about community and things, as I'll talk about with those tomatoes. Also, I've got friends as well too. I had a friend show up. He had some extra bags of some soil that he had, as well as a kind of a bag of half-used peat moss. So I did want to mention this as well too. I don't like to use peat moss. Really, it's not a, it's not a really well regenerative resource that we can utilize. But I always like to emphasize to everybody as well too that I mean, if you're getting it and you're not going out and buying it, and say someone like this has some extra and they're giving it to you, go ahead and use it up. If you got it, use it up. It's not bad for your garden ultimately. It's just not the best resource to use. So peat moss definitely makes it into my soil mixes when it comes down to it, whenever it comes to me, say free from some friends or neighbors or that sort of stuff too. But primarily we're using coco coir throughout all of our different mixes, from our seed starting mix, our transplant mix, and now to our container mix that we're using here as well too. So and again, I got this here, and these bags here, it's like just kind of like a forest mix of compost planting mix here. It's really kind of got a lot of like wood chip in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sift it out here real good. I'm going to mix it up maybe with a little perlite and some other things. I'm going to get a good acid mix fertilizer, like a dry acid mix fertilizer that we can also mix in as well too around the top layer when we get our blueberries. I got blueberries back on the other side of that fence over there, growing in containers. We're going to get them out, reset them in their containers with some new soil, kind of freshen them up, give them a little trim for this year. And I thought this stuff that I got from him as well too would work out really great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sift out all of that wood chips and everything, and then we'll use the wood chips as a mulch around the top of the soil around the containers in our blueberries as well too. So that's going to work out really well, but still lots of work to do, lots of things to get done, lots of things to do here today. I also wanted to mention that we do have our pepper growing series that I have been putting together this year, talking all about how we grow all of our peppers from seed to seed throughout this year. It's been really fun putting it together. I've got our pepper plants out hardening off right now, getting ready to get planted out. That's why we got to go get that plant box ready to go. We've got lots and lots of things to talk about in our pepper series as well too. One of the fun things coming up is we're going to get back up on our carport rooftop here as well. We'll be talking a lot about that, I'm sure too, in journals as well. But lots and lots of fun videos in our pepper series. So I'm going to put a little iCard right up here at the top of the screen for you. You can click and go check that out if you like there as well too, to see how our peppers are growing. What are you doing up there, dude? You trying to check out what's going on up there? Well, at least you're really doing a tight walk for me though, huh? That's really awesome of you. There you go. Just wanted to get some of that grass. So what you wanted to do, Dexter? Just get some of that grass. Thanks for not trampling on the plants to do it though. That's really awesome of you, bud. So all right, before we continue on with this video here today, I kind of want to talk a little bit, as I mentioned, about my plight this year with tomatoes and my whole plan for the season, and how community came to the rescue. I mean, really awesome, awesome, awesome. Of my good friend Adam, who lives just right up the road here in Central Point, here in Southern Oregon. And he heard me talking about on our show about how I totally messed up my tomatoes this year. I mean, I turned my back. It was for a little while too. I'll admit that it was a bit longer, definitely too long for those tomatoes, anyways, to be neglected and not paid attention to as I was bringing them out to get hardened off for the season. They were still small, but I was still just trying to get ahead of things this year. And we had a couple of warm days, and then I turned my back, and those tomatoes were just completely fried and gone. And so I immediately went out and sowed more tomato seeds so that I can, hopefully get something out of the season. And so I talked about that on our show. And luckily, again, too, I've got friends, and this is a cool thing about gardening and getting together with other folks who share that same interest local to you. You know, it's a big thing I've been talking about on my show a lot lately is community, and how having local gardening community is really, really the best resource that we can have when it comes to growing our gardens. And that comes down to gardening advice, maybe even some seeds that grow well that have passed down from seasons of growing in a local gardener's garden. There's all sorts of things, sharing bounties. Maybe you grow something better than someone else, or they've got something new you haven't tried and you have some. There's just all sorts of great things about having good gardening community around you locally. And really, when it comes down to it, you could have a problem and mess up some of your starts of some sort of variety that you're growing. Maybe it's cucumbers, maybe it's peppers, something else. In my case, this year, it's tomatoes. And I've got my good friend Adam coming to the rescue, saving the day. He brought me these really great tomatoes here that are already hardened off, ready to go. I mean, they're grown right where I would like to have my tomatoes already, as I'm getting them put out into the garden spaces. So it's a perfect save by my good friend Adam to bring over these great varieties. Now, they're not the same varieties that I had. I've got some different varieties. In fact, I'm gonna still grow maybe a couple of these that I have still, because there are a couple of varieties that I was seeding out and I was growing. I really wanted to try, and we'll see how it goes, see how they grow and all of that. We might not get much production through until maybe even fall with the heat that's already starting to come on. I'm not even sure, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes to some of these. Like I said, I've got a couple of varieties here. Silets I want to try, and this Glacier I was really interested in too. So I'm thinking those two I'll throw into the garden anyways. And then we've got a bunch of these other really great varieties that Adam brought me. I mean, we got some couple of Brandywines, an orange Brandywine. I love orange tomatoes. I grew this one orange variety several years ago. It was really, really delicious. This is an orange Brandywine. I'm really excited about that. He's got a Cherokee Green. Now, I've grown the Cherokee Purple. In fact, I think we might even have volunteers. I'm not sure yet, but Cherokee Green I haven't done before. He's also got a purple in here too, so I can grow one of those. Mortgage Lifter we've got, but I've already got a cool volunteer from last year's garden in the up front garden. I'll show you here in just a minute. But there's this old German. He's got the Sun Gold in there that I grew last year, but yeah, I want to try that again too. So that's really great. He's got a couple here, Glacier Bush, which I'm thinking might be even the Glacier I have. I'm not even sure, but I'm going to grow them both out, see what might be the difference, if there is, because they are two varieties that are the same out of what I've got here as well too. And then he's got an Oregon Star, and we're both here from Oregon, so that'll be a great addition to the garden too. As you can see, these are going to be awesome. I'm going to get to planting all of these out. Oh wait, real quick, I want to show you this one too. I got this at the National Heirloom Exposition last year, and I got it just from a handful of the actual little spoon tomatoes. They're tiny, like little peas, little tomatoes that are like peas. But I guess the plants grow really big and cool and nice and put off a lot of these little tomatoes. So I'm excited about that. So I've got a couple of these there that I'm growing out as well too, from those seeds that I've got that didn't and weren't involved with that whole burning out of the plants. These are just some that I got going here as well too. So anyways, we're gonna get these all planted out throughout the garden here. I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll just give you a quick look at and talk about them, where they're at in their different spaces here as we finish up this video this week though. So right on, let's go get these all planted out. So all right, all finished up getting those planted. I think I got a couple more that I want to put in maybe some other containers or something still. But we've got most all of them planted out. I'm going to show you around here real quick at all of the different plantings. Talk about the spaces real quick. Yeah, like this one here. This is our up front alleyway up towards the front here. And if you remember in our previous garden journal, I showed you the fence that was all blown over in the windstorm. Our neighbor's out here building a whole new fence now. It's really kind of cool. It's got, here, I'll just show you real quick up here. It's got a brick base to it now, so it's not gonna blow over in the wind. Yeah, and so he's just finishing up putting them all up there. But the difference here now is going to be, this is the end. This is gonna be the end of the fence anyways. We're gonna do something still though to maybe close this off for the meantime, but eventually what he has planned to doing here is putting in kind of a garage here. So we can extend his garage room driveway here a bit, but we're still gonna have this space open in here, so we're still gonna be able to do what I was talking about before, putting in kind of our little farm stand thing here with the book library and seed library kind of thing that we want to do. I've also got another kind of cool idea of maybe setting up a little solar fountain right here too, something that came up with the base of the fountain pond thing that we used to have, our water feature over in the herb garden. But now that we're going to fix that up and extend that out, I got that extra little tub thing, and I was thinking maybe we'll get a solar fountain maybe, and we can set something up there. That'd be kind of fun. But anyways, back to our tomatoes. Here's our volunteer. This one is a pineapple variety of tomato there. This volunteered from last year's tomatoes that were growing here last year. Great heirloom variety pineapple. I grew a variety from Territorial Seeds several years ago. Really delicious. Last year they were really good as well. So I'm going to keep them here. In fact, what ended up happening though is that we grow our 3 tomatoes. We had the pineapple here, and in the middle we had a sun gold, and then we had a mortgage lifter. Well, we got a mortgage lifter volunteer as well too. So we've got mortgage lifter volunteer, pineapple volunteer, and our good friend Adam gave us a sun gold. So now I've got a sun gold back in the middle again. So we're basically growing the same varieties right here up front. And these trellises here I got from Wendy. I can't remember the name of the company. I'll try to look back on that maybe and put that in the description. But these are solid. These are really, really nice. The only thing is you can see here, these kind of pop off a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of tape them up. I don't need them to come off really as I'm using them. So I'm just gonna use some black electric tape and tape those up. But yeah, looking nice, looking good. Can't wait until this is all finished up, fence is all done and all of that. Right over here, we planted a spoon tomato. I mentioned that one there too. Just a little tiny little pea-sized tomatoes. So we're gonna grow those right here in the center. And yeah, so they'll grow up right there. I guess they get nice and big and everything as well too. So they'll look nice there, as we'll get some beans and some things growing here through this trellis. And again, as the fence is all finished up, we can get to work on the tulips and fixing up and getting some more summer flowers and all that sort of stuff down the road here this fall, when we get finishing up with our regular summer season. We'll get all of that all straightened out by next year. This is just going to look really, really good. I'm sure it's going to look nice here actually in just a few weeks as well too. But yeah, here, look real quick. Neighbor planted in a bunch of corn. So now he's got his corn growing all the way up front here along the front of his garden. And lots of other things growing in there as well. Look at these. These are just really awesome. Oh, love these flowers. Very I'm gonna have to get a piece of them or so, because these trail out and come out everywhere, and they've been just going all over the place, back through here and back in other spots. In fact, I think he's pulled out some of them because they've gone so crazy. They grow so well. But all right, over here, we've got a, this one here, I believe, is the Brandywine Orange. So we put the Brandywine Orange here and this one here. And then over here, this one is an Old German. Old German. So yeah, we're gonna get those growing right here, alleyway. I'm gonna figure out something right here for the center. I was gonna do the grape there, but we ended up putting it right over here. Got our big pumpkins, our Dill Atlantic pumpkins. Got those all planted out, but yeah, we got that grape right here. I think it'll go good in ground, be more of a permanent thing. We'll get it growing right along this fence and growing nicely. See how it does this year, but I'll guarantee next year it's gonna do really, really well. And see here, we planted out down here. This is the little glacier that I have, the variety Glacier. I didn't get anything other than the name Glacier from it when I got those seeds. So it's the same as what he calls his Glacier Bush over here. In fact, the name anyways. So I'm gonna grow that one there. We're gonna grow that one there. Mine, Adam's, and we're gonna see how they do between the two of them as we grow along this year. And then, oh, I don't even know if I can remember now. I'm gonna have to go back to the book here and remember exactly which ones we got here. But actually right here, I know we got this volunteer that came up. So I'm not sure exactly what this is or what variety it is, but we're gonna grow it right here in the middle anyways. I'm gonna let it go. It's a nice looking plant. I have to kind of do that. We did put an aroma right over here. We've got aroma variety. And then again, I'm gonna have to I'll have to go back and look. I'll tell you guys here in a minute what these two are here anyways. I can't believe it. I thought I had them remembered. I'm on the spot. Oregon Star, yellow pear. There we go. Yellow pear, Oregon Star. So yeah, Oregon Star, growing tomatoes in Oregon. Got to have one called Oregon Star, right? And then yellow pear. I'm really interested in those ones. I love the yellow varieties, those sun golds, of course. But yeah, we'll have to check those out. We've got just a couple more in the back patio. So all right, here we've got our little micro dwarf. These are the Red Robin variety here that we've planted in. 2 per pot. These are our little 2-gallon pots that we've got. But these varieties here, hopefully they do really well. We grew the orange hat last year, as I've mentioned. They did really well, so we're gonna look to hopefully try some red variety of a micro dwarf. So let's get these up there with the rest of them. We're gonna, oh, that's not too bad, just a little bit, but oh boy, careful. I have to get those cleaned off as well too, but yeah, got them in all nice in a row here. They'll do really great in that sunlight there. We'll have tons and tons of little red cherry micro dwarf tomatoes throughout the season. And then there's this project here that I was just mentioning a little bit earlier. It's gonna have to wait. I've ran out of time today. We'll finish this up. It does got to get done. We've got all of our peppers ready to get transplanted out as well too. So I'm gonna get this finished up probably tomorrow. I'll tell you all about it on our next Garden Journal, and you'll definitely get to be able to check this out on our upcoming ultimate pepper guide that we've got going on this year. So definitely follow along with that pepper guide as well too, as we plant out all of our different varieties in these 5-gallon wicking buckets here. But got to get that project done a little bit later. So let's go to the back patio and check out the rest of our tomatoes. So back here, along the walk path here coming into the back patio, which again I dubbed my first original garden. This was my first in-ground space that I ever grew in, but this is where we grow our Prax cherry tomatoes, right on down the line there. Just a very delicious cherry tomato from old Prax 55712 channel with Ray Browning. I still grow his tomatoes every single year and can get you some seeds if you'd like yourself as well too. I'll put Wade right down below in the description for you if you want to get some of those Prax cherry seeds for you to grow in your next year's garden. And then over here in our tower that we've got here, we've got a purple Cherokee. This is where I put the purple Cherokee. And then Adam also had a black Krim variety as well too. I think I'm going to take one of those and I'm going to put that into a container we can have back out here somewhere too, and have a couple of different like dark varieties of tomatoes. So those will be really, really good. And then real quick here too, just right here on the other side, I've got these 2 buckets I've mentioned before. And I only really got, I mean, I had a bunch of others and I took them out to save one of them, and then I don't know, slugs or something got them and ate them up, but yeah, it was gone and I was worried I'm not going to get another, but now there's one more little baby start, so we'll see how well this one does, because this was a really delicious dark cherry, a black cherry variety that we've grown and have volunteered here over the years. And then over here we've got a sweet 100. I got one of Adam's sweet 100s we put over here, so we'll have some nice sweet 100 varieties, hopefully a black cherry variety as well, and all of the other great varieties that we've got now planted around the garden. Yeah. What's going on, dude? What are you up to? Yeah? What's going on, brother? Yeah? What's going on, dude? So, all right, as we're finishing up planting out our tomatoes, and I'm sure you're wondering as well, I get asked all the time too about what I use to feed all of the plants and all of that, and it's really, really simple. I just use kind of a good balanced, NPK, good balanced organic dry fertilizer. I've got some here too. And just most anything, get even some of that tomato stuff, whatever, just get something that's good and organic. And that's all I use when I'm planting out the plants. Just take a little bit or so, not too much. I mean, maybe a little bit, about 1/5 of a cup or so maybe. And I'll put that into the soil down inside of the planting hole. And then when I bury up the plants as well too, I'll take about another handful or so and scratch that into the surface around the plant. And that's what I do to get the plants started. As far as food that's going to go into the soil or anything, just basic and simple. And then I also use a little bit of this as well. Now what we have here is compost tea. I've got a nice little compost tea set up here that I use just off the side alley here. It's got a nice pump and everything. If you want to check out exactly how this all works and everything, I've got a pepper video from our pepper series where I feature and talk about all of this, how it's put together, how it works. But just a simple vermicompost tea, worm tea from worms that I grow right here and collect my own worm castings. And we make our own vermicompost tea. And then I'll water those starts in with all of this just to get them all started up, get those microbes kicking, and give some really good soil kick for those new transplants in each of their holes. Get down in the description to find out about this compost tea. All right. Nothing like getting your hands in the soil and finishing up the day with some dirty hands. That's awesome to get all of these tomatoes planted out today. I mean, great. It always feels good when you get some of these big chore accomplishments, but even better in this case, because we're going to look forward to seeing some really amazing varieties of tomatoes growing throughout the garden spaces this year. I'm really excited about that. And they're not the tomatoes that I was originally planning on growing, and sometimes that just happens, like I said. And even the most experienced gardeners can really flub things up, and have to rely on some good friends and some good garden community to help rescue me and make sure that I've got my tomato bounty that I can look forward to here at the end of the season. But keep following along. We'll watch how all of these tomatoes grow throughout the season right here on the Urban Gardener channel, and I really appreciate you all being here and watching our videos with us here. And if you can, before we finish up the video, definitely click the thumbs up, hit that like button, get down in the comment section too. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're growing. Let me know what tomatoes you've got growing on in your garden. Let me know about the different varieties and your favorite tomato varieties and all of that sort of stuff right down in the comment section below. And as well to share with all of your friends. Let them know about the Urban Gardener channel. Let them know about our Let's Get Growing show as well too. We're having so much fun over there on the weekends with our live shows with great guests each and every Saturday and Sunday. You got to come along. You got to check out that conversation. So yeah, until next video, I'll see all of you next time. All right, let's get growing.